to VintageWeightsPGH. I'm here at Sorinex headquarters, and I have the Sorinex Museum to myself. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm not going to go through every single thing in this immense collection that Richard Pop Sorin has put together, but what I will do in this video is give you some of my highlights, some of my favorite things that I've seen in the museum. Let's go. As you walk through the doors, you're greeted with hundreds of dumbbells, many of them old globe dumbbells. Some of them are unmarked, some of them are marked with companies you may have never heard of before. I immediately gravitated to the Jacksons, which are hanging up on this display piece, and they go all the way up to 125 pounds. The purple plates behind me are unmistakable. They're from Iron Island Gym, Dr. Ken Leisner. Oh my gosh. I've never seen these in person, and it is really cool to see them here on this humongous wooden display piece that Sorinex has put together. In addition to that, on the bottom rung are some Zoovers, which is a hint of what's to come. Another piece of this museum I was thrilled to find is easily missed if you're not paying attention. So as you walk past that large rack, go over to the wall and check out this tiny little barbell. This is Richard Sorin's first barbell, so it's a pretty cool piece of strength history, and these little plaques are positioned around the museum that tell you a little bit more about some of the things here. That large barbell rack is far from being the only amount of barbells. You'll see on the floor another dozen or so barbells loaded up with full sets of weight plates in a lot of cases. Let's take a closer look. Make sure you don't skip the Berg tall hub plates on this bar. There's everything from modern LeMaster deep dish, Berg, all the way down to Jackson's, some Schmidt, York, and Ivanko. However, the piece of equipment that's over here near the barbells that you really need to stop and pay attention to, and that you might overlook because of all the weights and bars sitting around, would be the barbell rack behind me. This is an original Jackson barbell rack that came from Andy Jackson's home. It was a salesman's display, if you will, in his basement shop at his home. So if you stop by to visit Sorinex, stop and check out this original Jackson barbell rack. It's truly one of a kind. The interesting pattern that you'll pick up on at the Sorinex Museum is that this is not an elitist type of collection where it's only top of the line. There are a mix of weight plates and bars and equipment and things that hold all different types of rarity and value, and some of them might not have any monetary value at all, but Pops just thought they were cool. That gives this a very personal feeling when you walk around the museum at Sorinex that you might not get at other museums. There are a lot of cool weight plates on this wall. Sorinex has a long relationship with Ivanko, so there's lots of Ivanko OMCs. But then right here, right next to Pop's office, is the Zoover display. And these are really something to see in person. There's 50 pounders, 150, and even the 200 pounders in this red rack so that people can try to lift them and try to do a fingertip lift. I gave it a shot, and I'm not able to do it yet, but I'll get there. And this won't be my last trip to Sorinex. So one of these trips, I'll get them. Opposite the barbells, we get into a lot of the grip related items that are here. Some of these are from the original Mighty Mitts competitions that Sorinex used to have at the Arnold. And there's also just a lot of things that Pops has achieved himself in terms of grip feats and things of that nature. There are grippers, there are modern grippers, there are older grippers. There's also a lot of different things on the floor, these old munitions and things that are used to pick up, kind of like an anvil that you're allowed to try out. If you look closely as you're passing through here, you'll see one of the very first prototype Iron Mind Rolling Thunders that was sent to Pops by Iron Mind. Being the inventor of the blob, there are of course a lot of blobs around this area of different weights. There are older grippers of varying styles. To the left of the grip section is the strongman section. Both the bronze statue of Louis Cyr and these large dumbbells that have become synonymous with strongman competitions originated with Sorinex in the Arnold Classic. Near the strongman implements is this beautiful deadlift platform that has a bunch of different things, from this spiky dumbbell that's kind of curious, all the way to what look like some rowing implements. What stands out to me on this platform would be the Jackson No. 5 barbell and weight set, because I believe it's one of Pop's first weightlifting sets. Just to the left of the door, there are anvils and atlas stones and various other things, a Denny stone replica sitting here. And I don't know about the atlas stones, but you can try out the anvils. Now, before you leave the Sorinex Museum, you've got to come upstairs, because in addition to getting a stunning view of the museum from the second floor, looking over these banisters, there's also a library up here with an immense amount of strength history and physical culture knowledge. There's some nice couches to sit on with York deep dish coffee table and another display case that has a lot of interesting things in here from old-time strongman and the turn of the century. One of my favorites would be the great Adam, the mighty Adam. Being here has been humbling and overwhelming, to say the least. I spent a couple hours walking around, and after stopping this video, I plan on spending some more time looking at things and just taking it all in. I have a immense gratitude for the amount of appreciation that Richard Sorin had for strength history. And if you're like me and you enjoy strength history, you'll love stopping by here and seeing Sorinex and seeing their collection. And even if you're not obsessed with strength history and physical culture, it's still just an amazing place to visit if you happen to be in their neck of the woods. They'll welcome you, and there's visitor hours that you can come on by. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much to Sorinex and to Pops for everything that they're giving to strength history.